Hola, buenos días.
Muy buenos días.
¿Qué
¿Cómo está
tal?
usted, joven? Yo estoy muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Bien, también. Hace un frío horrible en Honduras.
Bueno, aquí también hace mucho frío.
Me
Aquí estamos
imagino.
a 37 grados Fahrenheit.
Aquí a 16, pero Celsius. No sé cuál es el conversion.
Tranquila. Mira, ¿y tú cómo estás?
61.
Ok.
Eh, Bien. Siento que este month ha sido más de como tratar de no he estado focused en como que moving, doing, más como de stopping and como figuring things out as we go.
¿Y cómo
Eh,
te ha ido?
o sea, siento que era necesario para
Ujú.
poner como que my goals como in place for like what I expect to do before the year ends. Eh, y también siento que solo he estado like so stressed. I now have a chronic back pain. Eh,
Wow.
yeah. Entonces eso también me ha tenido como que más estresada porque I shouldn't be having that type of pain. Y también, o sea, he estado tratando de ser más como que conscious de eso, he estado tratando más de como que just come back como to center. Eh, I haven't been como on the go at all. He estado más tratando de make decisions así slowly, como que enfocándome en work en las cosas que I want to get done before the year ends, y también enfocada en el local que vamos a abrir en Comayagua porque nos los entregan a mediados de diciembre, pero no he estado como, this wasn't like my best month, my most
Si,
successful month.
si te entregan el local a mitad de diciembre, ¿cuándo tú lo vas a tener listo para abrir?
Eh, es que me lo entregarían ya con las cosas que yo necesito.
Ok. O sea que tú
Ajá,
podrías abrir inmediatamente.
sí.
Y tú podrías abrir entonces antes de Navidad.
Antes de Navidad no creo, pero sí,
Ok,
tal vez después de Navidad, before the year ends. Ujú.
ok, ok. Eh, Vamos a ir para atrás. Háblame un poco de la espalda. ¿Qué
Eh,
pasó?
so, lo que me dijeron es que una de mis vértebras está deshidratada. Entonces me produce bastante pain. O sea, I'm in pain all day. El único momento que I'm not in pain es cuando estoy acostada en el piso. Eh, y he notado recently que when I get stressed, it starts hurting a lot more, como instantly. O sea, it doesn't even take 5 seconds. Eh, entonces, el mismo doctor que operó a mi papá del hip, él fue el que como que gave me the diagnose, y he estado tratando de como ser más consciente con mis workouts. Él me dijo que eso me iba a ayudar bastante, y también como que estar más consciente de, o sea, my posture all the time y todo eso, como que ahorita estoy súper recta, o sea, nunca me sentaría así. Y también estoy tratando de ser más conscious de como stress and how, como honestly, it's not that,
¿Qué,
como que it
qué
shouldn't be
tú
more important than
crees?
my health.
¿Qué tú crees que tu cuerpo te está diciendo? Porque
Uno,
está
sí.
hablando.
Uno, que I don't have to take things como that serious, porque yeah, they're serious, but they're not that serious, como para que my back hurts that much. Eh, Siento que también me está diciendo que I need to make the drastic changes inside my business as soon as possible. Eh, Eso, más que todo.
Yo yo creo que vamos bien. Yo creo que hay algo más que tu cuerpo te puede estar diciendo, pero, pero quiero que lo pienses, porque tú eres demasiado joven
Ujú.
para estar manejando eso, ¿verdad? Yo quisiera, si tú me lo permites, eh, enseñarte algo. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Lo voy a poner en la pantalla eh, y yo creo que de ahí eh, tú vas a poder analizarlo. No sé si tú has escuchado alguna vez de lo que se llama The Eisenhower Matrix. Esto
No.
es una tabla, yo le enseño todo el tiempo a líderes. Es una tabla que nos ayuda a tomar decisiones, porque una de las áreas que estás madurando ahora mismo es el escoger entre lo urgente y lo importante.
Ujú.
Y yo me alegro que estés pasando por esto, porque sí, hay gente que tiene 70 años y
Ajá.
nunca aprende esto, ¿verdad? Déjame ir aquí a Share. No sé si tú lo puedes, bueno, no se ve
Ahora
muy
sí.
bien.
Ujú,
Sí, ¿verdad? Pero si
ujú,
tú te fijas, arriba dice urgente, no urgente, y al lado dice no importante, importante. Y básicamente el presidente Eisenhower, esta era la forma en que él tomaba decisiones, ¿verdad? Él decía, si es urgente y es importante, tienes que hacerlo ahora mismo. Si es importante, pero no es urgente, que sería este cuadro de
ujú,
aquí, tú vas a calendarizar, ¿verdad?
ujú,
Obviamente calendarizar lo más pronto posible, pero no
sí.
tienes que soltar lo que estás haciendo para lograrlo. Ahora, si no es importante, pero es urgente, y aquí donde yo veo el problema, uno de los desafíos contigo, si no es importante, pero es urgente, tú tienes que tener a quién delegárselo. Por
Ujú.
eso es que la secretaria que tenías, no sé si todavía la tienes.
No.
¡Woo!
I have been traumatized with her, honestamente.
Sí, porque este es el trabajo de ella. El trabajo de ella es manejar lo urgente que no es importante.
Ujú,
Y entonces, si no es urgente y no es importante, eso no es problema tuyo. No es tu problema.
ujú.
Tienes que eliminarlo de tu vida, de tu itinerario, de todo.
Okay.
Este matrix ayuda muchísimo a establecer prioridades.
Ujú,
Por ejemplo, ahora mismo me dijiste que cambiaste la forma en que te estás ejercitando, que lo estás cogiendo un poco más suave y a lo mejor te sientes un poco frustrada por eso, pero a la misma vez yo quisiera creer que tus decisiones son más firmes porque tienes más tiempo para considerarlas.
ujú.
Eso sería correcto.
Eh,
Puedes decir que no, eso no es problema.
pero solo no entiendo how it relates to como my workouts and that kind of stuff.
Bueno, lo que pasa que te quiero decir es que hace unos meses atrás, eso no era importante para ti,
Ujú,
no era una prioridad, ahora lo es,
ujú,
porque tienes un dolor de espalda. Entonces, eso es algo que es urgente e importante. Entonces, tomó prioridad.
sí. Sí,
Lo,
sí,
lo,
siento que what you said is true.
ok, entonces, yo quiero, déjame escapar aquí, ok. Ah, file, computer. Te voy a pasar esto por el chat. Lo tienes ahí en el chat, el Matrix. Claro, es mucho más complejo que esa gráfica.
Ujú,
Esa gráfica lo simplifica, ¿verdad? Y tal vez en un coaching futuro yo puedo sentarme contigo e ir, ¿verdad? Punto por punto
Ujú,
en todos los detalles. Pero por lo menos esta gráfica inicial eh, te puede ayudar porque una de las metas que tenemos que ver es cómo logramos que tú desarrolles una mentalidad ejecutiva.
ujú,
Tú tienes una mentalidad eh, de emprendedora y eso no es malo, no es malo y no la queremos eliminar por completo. Pero una emprendedora comienza sola
ujú,
y tú no estás sola. Ya tú tienes
ujú.
la capacidad de tener empleados, de
Sí.
tener socios, o sea que hay que hacer la transición. Y yo no quiero que tú pierdas el passion, pushing, supervising directly, quality control y todo eso. No, no quiero que lo pierdas. Lo que sí es, donde yo veo dificultad, es aprender a escoger la gente que
Ujú,
te va a rodear para que tú puedas ser mejor. The people who will take out the trash in order for you to focus in the diamonds.
ujú.
Is this making any sense?
Yes. Y
This
sí,
is where
siento que it's hard for me to do that. Como que I don't know how to choose those people. And then after choosing this, como the worst person ever, eh, I went into an interview the other day and I literally felt, me sentía que estaba como traumada de how bad I did last time.
y porque ahora tú tienes una imagen de lo que tú buscas. ¿Ves? Con este Matrix yo te acabo de decir, una de las cosas que tu asistente debe poder hacer es tomar lo urgente que no es importante.
Ujú,
O sea, no se supone que tú tengas que ir
ujú,
a la tienda a comprar vasos. Duh. O sea,
ujú. Sí.
entonces, cuando nosotros buscamos el perfil de la persona que queremos a nuestro lado, necesitamos creatividad, iniciativa,
Ujú,
necesitamos, escucha, ni mucha ni poca experiencia. ¿Y por qué tú no quieres a alguien con mucha experiencia? Porque te va a querer decir a ti cómo hacer las cosas.
ujú.
You need somebody you can shape a little bit at your image in order that,
Okay.
the person respond to your needs. Si tú te buscas un asistente de 30 años de experiencia, tú no tienes 30 años.
Ujú.
Entonces te va a decir, eso no se hace así, yo sé más que tú. You don't want that.
Yeah.
Entonces
So,
tiene que tener un poquito de experiencia, 2, 3 años, but somebody you can shape.
ajá. Entonces, last time you told me, o sea, lo que yo entendí de la vez pasada era de que tenía que ser alguien, sentía yo, de que mucho más mayor, mucha más experiencia, pero,
Sí, a lo que yo me refiero de experiencia, puede tener 20 años de experiencia, pero lo que tienes que verificar es que sea una persona enseñable.
ujú,
Esta es la meta, Lexa. Recuerda esto. Ella va a trabajar para ti.
ujú,
Tú no trabajas para ella.
ujú,
Que eso fue lo que te pasó con la última. Que tú eres la asistente de ella.
ujú,
No, eso no puede ser. Si la persona tiene experiencia, pero tiene un corazón, una mente enseñable, but if you found an opinionated person, you
ujú,
you will be in trouble.
ujú.
Is this making any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. No, no es que la experiencia sea mala. Lo malo es que en ocasiones la mucha experiencia hace que la persona sea um, unidirectional. No es mi manera. Yo lo he
Ujú,
hecho más que tú. Yo no.
ujú,
Que tú puedas shape. que tú puedas mold.
Ujú.
Y si la persona tiene esa característica, pues, 2 thumbs up. We're good.
Okay.
Eh, entonces, tú creas un perfil. Entonces, lo segundo es que en la entrevista tú escuchas más de lo que hablas.
Ujú.
Haz preguntas, yo te dije eso. Haz
Sí.
preguntas, haz preguntas. ¿Cómo están tus empleados?
Pues sí, tenemos las dos locations. Siento que una de ellas, it's really good. Era donde I had the problem with the girl que she had so many family problems and her husband
Ya,
y eso. Eh, I suspended her for the 8 days and then, o sea, she came back y literalmente she's a new person.
ok,
Entonces, she does have como que these como little moments en los que she's como, obviamente, she goes back a little bit, pero overall como que siento que she has gotten a lot better and that location is thriving really good. Entonces, en ese location, I chose the manager this week and I'm gonna choose. I just, o sea, yo les quería informar at the same time, pero I know who I'm gonna choose to be como the sub manager. The thing is that this girl, the one that had the problems with her family, I was in between her or between someone else. And I think she's qualified for it, but I think she's como not very emotionally intelligent. Obviamente todavía she's a little bit unstable. Entonces I went for this other lady que she doesn't have any children. She's not going to have any children. She doesn't have a husband. She's a little bit older, so maybe como que technology is not como que her forte, pero I think we can como train her to do it. Pero she's como super loyal. O sea, entonces I chose her, but I feel it's going to be a little bit of a challenge right now. One, informing the rest that this girl is going to be the manager, which is, she's the newest one there. Pero, o sea, her energy is really good. She tries to solve problems on her own. Entonces, I don't know what to do. Como que I don't have all the answers of how I'm going to inform everyone else. Like, I chose her as the manager, pero she's the newest one here. Y después the other thing is that I feel this other girl is waiting to be at least como the sub manager and she's also not going to be chosen for that. Y siento que her como tal vez moral is going to go down a little. Eh, so I don't know how to handle that. And then,
bien
sí, o
fácil,
sea,
bien fácil. Déjame ayudarte con eso, ¿ok? Um, Déjame primero establecer un fundamento para
uh-huh,
explicar esto. Mírame un segundo, déjame quitarme los lentes. Mírame. Tú no eres psiquiatra.
uh-huh,
You are not. Your job is not to make people happy.
uh-huh.
Your job is not to heal people. That's not your job. You have a job. And your job is to be effective and productive. That's the only way you will multiply your business.
Uh-huh.
If you make emotional considerations, do you know the expression you're going to shoot your leg?
Uh-huh.
You're going to shoot your leg. You're going to take a gun and you're going to shoot yourself
Uh-huh.
because you are not a psychiatrist. You're not.
Sí, siento que that's really hard for me.
I know. I know. And you know what? I want to tell you this. You are not abnormal for that. This is very normal.
Uh-huh.
I want to remind you something. You are handling things that people 20, 25 years older than you will never handle.
Uh-huh.
You are way ahead of the average person your age. And obviously you will have these conflicts all the time. And that's why I'm here.
Uh-huh.
I'm here to remind you that if you want to get further in life, you cannot behave in the way your natural instinct will guide you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the guts. Guts is, you know what, this accumulative knowledge that you are getting because the way you are growing. I'm talking about the regular, natural 20-year-old um, insecurity,
Mm-hmm.
if we're going to put it that way. You need to fight that because you're not going to quit.
Yeah.
But any of them can quit anytime.
Mm-hmm.
For example, tell me the name of this lady that you suspended for 8 days and came back. What is her name?
Meli.
Melly. Okay. You said she came back different, and from time to time she has this little tantrums, but she's getting there. This is what I need to tell you about that. This is the person that you need to supervise the most, or
Mm-hmm.
at least whoever will be her manager, they need to put an eye on her
Mm-hmm.
because 8 days will never change somebody who have behaved that way for years.
Mm-hmm.
Transformation doesn't happen in 8 days. And as soon as she feels that she's not supervised, she's going to go back to her behavior because
Mm-hmm.
that's the behavior that produces her security. You see,
Mm-hmm.
we behave in certain ways, we all do. And when we try to make a change, we can accomplish that change in seconds, but it's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, let's say your employees complain that you're not communicating effectively. Now, because they complain, you start communicating with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, after a few days or weeks, you stop communicating. And then they complain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you communicate again. And you see, it's stimulated by the complaint, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a transformation. She's behaving now because you show her you are not indispensable.
Mm-hmm.
And if I promise something, I will fulfill it. And that's why she changed. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is, we don't know for how long. And that's the bridge that I want to use to take you to the second point. When you announce who's going to be the manager and the assistant manager, you need to do three things. Number one, make the announcement quick and straight. We are in a growth plan in this company, and it's time that each store has a manager and an assistant manager. And it is my pleasure to announce that this person will be the manager and this person will be the assistant manager. And I am excited to see how all of us will support the two of them in their position. And they are like, I'm here, blah, 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 blah. Right? And you
Mm-hmm.
empower those people and you are going to meet with them regularly. And we already spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably will see the eyes of this girl watering because she thought, she will be the CEO in 3 months or whatever weird expectation she had, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do what it's called damage control. That's the third thing. You put her aside and you said something like this. I have noticed how from the time you came back, your performance, never speak about behavior, your performance, because you don't pay her to behave, you pay her to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your performance have increased, and we are um, in a growth path in this company. and you probably thought, why did I why I didn't consider you for one of those two positions. And to be honest with you, I thought you could do the assistant manager. But then I thought, if I see a consistent behavior or performance of this girl, I will have no problem in the future assigning her a store.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to be the assistant. I would love to see your consistency in such a way that I can trust you with a store.
Mm-hmm.
And you create a bridge for the future. Okay?
Okay.
And you can even tell her in one of the ways that I will love to see your consistency in your performance is the way you will help the manager and the assistant manager of this store to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And you lock her.
Okay.
But but how long have been from the time she came back from the 8 days?
Maybe like 2 months.
Oh yeah, it's not enough. Behaviors are stable between 4 and 6 months of
Okay.
consistency. That's the problem that every doctor has. You, for example, could develop an infection, and you go to the doctor, and he told you you're going to take this antibiotic for 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
and you take the antibiotic for 4 days, and you feel better, and you put the pills in your bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't take the last six. And 2 weeks later, you are even worse than the first time. You need to take the whole doses in order to get well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you need to give her the opportunity, the whole period, to see if she is providing you stability
Mm-hmm.
to trust her enough.
Mm-hmm.
In two
Okay.
years, she can be your greatest success story. Or in 2 years, you will not even remember her.
Mm-hmm.
But today is too risky. It's too risky. I don't know her. Nobody's paying me. Non-employees of yours are sending me money to say this. It's just common sense. It's too fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's too fresh to dump a human. And there's another angle that I want you to analyze. Many of her problems are not her problems.
Mm-hmm.
Are problems of a family member that she needs to respond. It's her kids who are sick or whatever. It's her husband or her mother or her sister. Yeah, I don't know exactly the soap opera deal that she has. But the reason why she was not performing is because everybody was dumping on her things. Is that right?
Yes.
You cannot control that. There's
Mm-hmm.
no there's no way you can control that. And you cannot put the future of your business in something or someone that you cannot control.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can be the best employee of the world, but if I have problems with my kidneys and I need to have dialysis 4 times a week, it doesn't matter how
Mm-hmm.
awesome I am. I'm
Yeah.
unreliable. Remember that word, unreliable. And you cannot build a business upon unreliable people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is this making sense?
Yes.
Now, that process will be shaping you, not her, you, even more to know what to look for in the people you interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because something that will happen is that one day you will be interviewing people to be cashier for example, and you will discover a diamond. And another day, you will be looking for a general manager of a store, and you will find that that person will be a perfect cashier.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to create categories in your head. Oh, these skills are for this position. This behavior is for this position. People are very surprised when I tell them this. In my organization, when I interview people, I select them first, and after a while, I tell them for what.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hire people for positions. I hire people who are aligned with my values and
Mm-hmm.
my vision, and they have character, integrity, honesty, and all that. And immediately people ask me, well, if you're going to hire me, what am I going to do? And I say, I don't know. Just
Uh-huh.
give me a week, and I will come up with something. Because people with great character are such a few pack of people. They're so, they're not many.
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
I found one, I grab them, and then I come up with something they can do. You see? Now you have both. You have positions that require a high level of character, like manager, assistant
Mm-hmm.
manager, and you have other positions that only require skills or at
Mm-hmm.
least a teachable spirit, like
Yeah.
like making shakes or uh,
Yeah.
learning the system. That it doesn't matter. Now, I want to show you something. If you allow me, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so like in my other store,
Oh, yeah,
um,
that's right.
I feel that I have four people there. One is relatively young, pero she just has like a poker face. O sea, she's not the nicest, pero she does her job. Eh, and she can be nice, pero just in general, su actitud es seria. And then the other three that I have there are older women. O sea, they already have children. So como,
Give me a second. Let me go back to the previous person. You're not gonna like this, but
I
but
already know what you're going to tell
you
me.
know that I love you. Do you think she's similar to you?
Eh, sí, como facial expressions y esas
Yeah.
cosas. And I knew it
Okay.
since I hired her.
Okay.
But
What?
I thought she was going to be a lot more moldeable.
And she's not.
No, she's not.
Now, before we judge her completely and cut her hair off, her head off, and all that, how do you know she's not teachable?
Es que I don't, it's not like I have sat down with her and been with her and teaching her. Yes, I haven't done that. But I feel she doesn't even como try.
Okay. How old is she?
She's like 35.
Okay. I'm going to go back like three steps. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you this in the nicest way possible. I already told you what I'm about to say. You know you are abnormal. You know that, right?
37. She's 37.
Okay. You know that, right?
Eh, o sea,
You know that.
sometimes, but I don't feel that always.
No, no, no. I'm not trying to impose any thoughts on you. But if I compare you with the average 20 something year
Yes.
old, you are not like bubblehead, right? You are
Uh-huh.
not that kind of thing. And sometimes what happens is that we judge people based on our views instead of understanding where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I want to say about this girl. I th- okay. There is in administration, business administration, there is a theory. There are several, but one of them is theory Y, letter Y.
Mhm.
Theory Y says basically this. Every time to speak to an employee, you need to talk to them as they never heard before the instructions.
Mhm.
That means we cannot assume, we cannot say, well, I thought. No. Every time we speak to somebody who is under us, we need to talk to them in such a way, imagining that they have never heard what I'm about to say. And I believe a lot in that theory because number one, the focus span of the newest generation is very limited. Number two, because people are not inclined to give their best by nature. They give their minimum possible. Excellence is not something that everybody carries naturally. That
Mhm.
doesn't mean we cannot extract the best from people, but it requires an extra effort. The only difference between being ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra. Is the only
Mhm.
difference. It's a small thing. And what I want you to consider is, by the way, that second store has a manager already.
No,
Okay, that means you will need to do it
that's my
yourself.
other struggle.
Okay. Well, why you don't talk to her? Well, not only her, everybody about expectations, behavioral expectations. Um, and I can give you a very basic illustration you can use to help them with that. If you have two restaurants who serve the same food at the same price with the same service in the same location, people will always choose the restaurant with the best service.
Mhm.
Always. And if you have three restaurants, same menu, same location, same prices, same quality, people will choose first the one with the best service. But soon as they discover that the employees remember them, they change to that restaurant. There are three levels. There's service, great service, personal service.
Mhm.
That's the three categories. You know, for example, 20 minutes from here, I have a Macy's store. And it's a store, outside of the city, normal store. I go
Mhm.
in, get a pair of pants, get out. When I travel to Atlanta, that I go every week, there's another Macy's store. When I go to the men's department, they have these amazing girls that they follow you and what are you looking for? In my store here, I need to search for the products.
Mhm.
Second store in Atlanta, they have these beautiful girls. How can I help you? Blah, 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 blah. Now, when I go to New York City, and I go twice a year, specifically for this that I'm about to tell you, I reserve half a day for my wife and I, and we have a shopper for us.
Mhm.
We have a concierge, and this lady pick us up in our hotel, take us to the highest level of the store. Champagne is waiting for us, and she's going to spend 4 hours with my wife, 1 hour with me. That's all.
Mhm.
And we spend half a day eating and sitting, and we never walk the store. She knows our sizes, and she brings everything to our room, and it's a
Mhm.
private shopping experience. And this is why I travel twice a week to New York City. You see?
Mhm.
Now, I give you these three elements because your first move is to move your store from the first to the second. Nice service. But then you need to encourage them. because you have people. The good thing about your business is because it's related to health. It requires many of your clients to be consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go back to drink the same thing over and over and over, right? That means they can learn names. Oh, the same as always. They can do those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
For that, it requires a certain attitude from the employees to get plugged in with the clients.
So how do you motivate them to do that?
Well, it's very simple. If we don't do that, we're going to close the store because we will not have sales. It's not complicated. Uh, if we don't sell enough, we are not. You can explain them that this is not subsidized by the government.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't produce sales, we need to shut down the store.
So what if they're seeing that this location, which is the one that I feel I have the most trouble with the workers, is receives a lot more uh orders than the other location. They know that this location has always been like the main location for our business. Eh, Como que if I
Challenge,
tell them we would close the store, they would be like, no, she won't.
but you can challenge them with this. This is what we are producing now. And sadly, you are comparing yourself with the other store.
Mm-hmm.
And you should compare yourself with what this store can become.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine if what we are doing right now produces this, how much more we can do, how much better we can do if we just do these small changes that will help us to take. This could become the model store.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to be part of one of the stores or do you want to be part of the model store? We want to try everything new here first. And we want to be able to bring here our new employees for training.
Mm-hmm.
But in order for that to happen, we need to see the behavior of our model store being displayed every single time.
Mm-hmm.
You need to
So
change their culture. We don't compare ourselves with somebody who's in the lowest end. We compare ourselves with how much more we can become. Sorry, you were about to say something.
so if from what I've seen, I think obviously like most of the time, what motivates them is the pay. So I have two questions. One is how can you keep them motivated without obviamente giving them a raise every week? And also like when is the point where you feel that I should give them a raise? Because for
Yeah.
example, with this other girl that I was telling you about, Mary, eh, I feel she does a good job. O sea, I feel ella atiende a los clientes súper bien. She knows their names. She knows their orders. They love her. She's also like super presentable, se ve bonita, and she's making the same that she made whenever she started, and she started a year and 2 months ago. So like, and I honestly feel como que I also don't want them, and I don't know if this is also like super from my sentimental side, but I feel que, o sea, who can live from a minimum wage here?
Okay.
And I
Let me
always
ask.
say like if the business grows, we're all gonna grow, but I really want to do that. And I don't want to be in a position where I say that again on our Christmas dinner and they're like, ah, see, that's BS.
Okay. There are three ways that you can reward employees. Well, they are more, but three are the basic. Number one, you raise their salary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Number two, you will recognize them publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, you can give them paid days off.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need to know the type of employee you have to know exactly how which of the three options will really reward them. Okay? In the first category too, you have what it's called a bonus, a productivity bonus.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a permanent raise, but is if we accomplish this, you will receive a bonus. The reason why I want to give you the bonus is that sometimes in businesses, people make like a jump in sales, like for 1 month,
Mm-hmm.
and they immediately give a raise in the salary. The problem is, are you sure we're going to keep
Yeah.
that amount of money coming in to justify that, or should we give a bonus that is once because you hit this number? And again, if you hit it every time, you receive the same bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you produce $100 a month, and next month you did 170, and you raise the salary, are you going to receive 170 every month from that point on?
No.
You don't know. But now you have more expenses, and the
Mm-hmm.
raise will strangle you. Bonuses are directly related to a specific goal. And whatever you reward in any way, whatever you reward is repeated. For example, you suspended this girl. Now you're saying they are behaving better. It's not going to take you 30 seconds to pull her aside and said, I'm watching you, and I just want to let you know that I knew you can do better. You are doing fantastic, and I would love to help you to become the best employee of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk away. That's it. But about money, you need to decide if it's going to be seniority. You know how many years the person has. Is it going to be productivity? Um, this is something that you need to make your numbers,
Mm-hmm.
because again, if she produces a certain amount of money 1 month, but it's not sustainable. And the second thing you need to consider is that as soon as you raise her salary, everybody will know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will know. Oh,
Okay.
that's for sure. She's going to slip it out. She's going to say it, or somebody will say it to somebody, and you
Mm-hmm.
need to be ready for that. I'm not against races,
Yeah.
but I personally more in favor of bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Bonuses uh, could be, for example, that you do a survey with the clients, and most of them applaud her, or it could be productivity, or it could be uh, problem solving skills.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I need you, you're right there. Every time I need you, you're right there. But you need to establish the parameters before you announce that, in order that everybody has the same opportunity to hit that.
Mm-hmm.
My
Okay.
only concern is that your business is not an extremely strong business, that this amount of money will get here no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say that. And if you commit to pay more, you need to be sure that you can pay more.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
what you cannot do is to start getting happy and raising the salary of everybody. And then, because you cannot afford it, you start hiring people cheaper and getting rid of the people who have higher salaries,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because that will be counterproductive for you.
Okay. And so with this other location, there's this girl that we were talking about, and then there's three other girls. O sea, they are in their 40s.
But they're not
Um,
girls, sweetie.
ajá, they're, well, o sea,
Women.
mujeres,
Yeah, women.
women. And then one of them has been with us since not the very start, pero she came in, we opened in November and she came in March. So like 5 months after we opened, and she's been with us for already like a year and a half. And I haven't raised her salary because one, maybe I haven't made it a priority, but also because there's she does like really good with so many things, but then she has like a bad temperament. If she has problems in her house, she's definitely not gonna be able to atender un cliente the way that they need to be treated. Pero she's super organized. She's super clean. She maintains everything in control here. She had a problem with like coming late every day. We started giving out the memorandums, and she literally did not come late a single day last month in October. So she's obviously like gotten better in that area. She doesn't want to be receiving los memorandums, pero every time we get a comment, and obviously like not every client reaches out to say I had this bad experience, but every time that we do get a message about that, it's about her. She wasn't very nice. She really didn't want to explain the menu. Maybe she was tired. I don't know. So that is the only person that I feel could potentially fill in the role of manager in this location. Other than her, there's no
Yeah,
one. So
I will advise you, if you're interested, for example, in the bonuses or raises for your people, to use that as a bridge to develop an evaluation system.
mhm,
You see, you can every 6 months evaluate people. And if, for example, you are evaluating, you can show her what the clients wrote or
mhm,
said. That way, evaluation can be performed as a growth opportunity. Okay.
mhm,
For example, in my organization, I don't call them evaluation process. I call it growth meetings. That's
mhm.
how I call
Okay.
them. And I sit down, they have a forum, and this is how I do it. You don't need to do it the same, but
Mhm,
I have a forum, and I send them the forum a week before, and they come to the meeting with a self evaluation. I have the same form. I do
mhm,
theirs, and they do their own evaluation. And then we sit to compare notes. How much do you put here? Let me see. Okay, but this is the goals that I have for you, and this is what you perform.
mhm,
I because I lead through questions. I ask them, what do you think somebody like me should do with somebody like you?
mhm,
And I bring them to reality all the time.
mhm,
Okay, and that's something again we can go step by step, and I can even send you the document that I use.
mhm.
Um, the thing here is there's nothing wrong with rewarding people, but
Hola, buenos días.
you need to be very careful because if you are rewarding the wrong behaviors,
Mhm.
whatever
And
you reward
that's what
will
I
be
feel I would
repeated.
be doing.
Yeah.
By that, I also feel like she can't be with that same salary because she does a lot, but she doesn't treat every client like she has to be treating them. So whenever that horrible assistant was here, she had like a back problem, something like that. Uh, and there was like a little like miscommunication with her going to the hospital and something like that. But whenever I talked to her after that, she was like, "Hey, I'm just waiting to pay you the debt that I have. But in December, I'm not gonna keep working." So I don't know if she's talking out of like emotion, or she's really, it's like a strong decision that she already made. But right now, I would como que I don't know what to do because I definitely need a manager here. I feel she's a good option, but now she's like saying that she's gonna leave. I don't even know if it's true or not. Eh, but obviously, like that new role would mean a new salary. Porque obviamente, if I give her the role, she's gonna be like, yeah, but you want me to do more and have more responsibility, but you want to pay the same. So obviously, that wouldn't make sense for her. Eh, And I feel that she's in that attitude of like, I'm going to be leaving. I'm just waiting to pay you what I owe you because I haven't given her a raise after all this
Yeah,
time.
I think you should have a conversation one on one with her
Mm-hmm.
and tell her something like this. Um, I You start saying the positive. I am so um, grateful for the way you organize this and do this and do this
Mm-hmm.
and do this and do this in such a way that you were my first candidate when I thought about
Mm-hmm.
uh, a leading, don't say manager, a leading position for this store. Don't, don't say the position. You
Mm-hmm.
say a leading position on the store. But then I'm reading what the clients are saying.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what is the most valuable thing of this store? Our clients. Our clients. And I think with the maturity you have, you know that I don't need to choose between excellent work and great customer service. I should have both.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know where are you on this? Because I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to invest in you, and I'm eager. I have the desire to reward financially
Mm-hmm.
your growth. But I don't know if I will be wasting my investment
Okay.
because the store looks great, but people don't like the way they are treated.
Mm-hmm.
And if people don't like the way they are treated, this great store will become a museum
Mm-hmm.
because nobody want to come back.
Okay.
Can you help me to understand this and let her talk? Let her
Mm-hmm.
talk. And
Okay.
as you listen, you take notes and you analyze. And then when
Okay.
she finished, if you see a positive attitude, you can set a term. Why we don't use the next couple of months to see how this goes? Or you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm leaving. I'm tired of this. You're such a horrible person. I hate you. I hate you. Say, okay. Do you want to go today? Uh,
Okay.
but let her talk. Remember that you
Okay.
don't have a very organized
Mm-hmm.
supervision strategy at this point. But again, as you are implementing these things, you will be discovering. I think you should consider uh, a two types of um, raise. I think every certain amount of time you should raise a very little amount just for being faithful to the company.
Like
I'm
what
talking about,
percentage?
I don't know, very something very little. It's something like automatic. Like, do you know the inflation percentage in Honduras? Annual
Um,
inflation.
no, I don't.
Let me let me go here. Honduras annual.
4.7.
Okay, you can round that to five,
Mm-hmm.
right? For example, every 6 months you can raise 2.5% of the salary.
Okay.
It's something very little,
Mm-hmm.
something very little. And then the rest, you can deal it with bonuses
Mm-hmm.
because bonus is a one shot deal.
Okay.
And you do bonuses. I think you have in your country, uh, I believe 13 salaries or how that thing goes.
Yes. Yeah.
One half a
14.
year.
14.
You have one half a year and
And then
one
one in
at the,
December.
yeah. You can use those same times for bonuses, not for, bonuses. Because you have the back to school, I believe, and then you have the Christmas season. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that is when I would give the bonus with
Yeah,
that thing that I already have to give because it's
yeah, and you just inflation.
okay.
Yeah, it's something conservative, but people know that after 6 months they will receive something else, and again, you need to sit down with your accountant and see the impact of this
Hmm. Okay.
because you can raise that 2.5 just because you breathe,
Yeah.
and that ways you minimize and you can brag that you are an employee conscious company, right?
Hmm.
And then the bonuses you add it up, or you can talk to your accountant is if it works better to do a counter bonus. Let me explain you. You have the bonus in December, right?
Hmm.
The whatever
Yeah.
extra,
The 101.
yeah. But you can do yours the bonus in March, and then you have the other one in July, right?
Hmm.
And then you can
June.
do June, but you can do the other one in September.
Okay.
And you don't go with the culture. You go, and that means every 3 months they will receive something.
Yeah. Something
Two,
extra.
yeah, exactly. Two from the bonuses and two from the laws
Uh
of the
huh.
country,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
will create an environment, a consistent environment. You got
Yes,
it,
that's
right?
making sense. Yes.
Yeah. But
Como
but
que
you
they
need
don't
to
have to wait 6 months to feel something.
sure, sure to receive, and
Hmm.
again, if they don't have a bonus, that's fine because in 3 more months they have this 2.5 raise, and
Hmm.
it looks more smooth,
Okay.
and then you are always taking care of them,
Okay.
even when half of the time is law.
Yeah.
but
No,
again,
but a lot of places don't even pay that.
but sit down with your accountant first,
Okay.
and he can make an analysis, or she, of the impact of this.
Okay.
Because instead of, for example, raising prices, you can you can create another bridge between the 2.5 every 6 months.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
inflation. You're not going to call it that way. You're going to call it raise, right? But you can do a bridge, and you can say, in order to pay this, instead of raising prices, we can develop good practices of saving in the stores,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
In
Yeah.
order to, and you create a more green mentality.
Hmm.
Don't give people 300 napkins, uh,
Yeah.
things like that, and you can save in some parts
Okay.
with them. We want them to come back. We want them this. We want,
Hmm.
and you can use that as leverage to raise the bar of excellence,
Hmm. Okay.
because it doesn't matter if people sell more shakes, let me put it that way, or beverages, if they're going to spend 25% more to produce that. That's not a good deal.
Hmm.
Like, for example, if a drink costs you $1, you sell it in six, right? But in order for them, because they have much more volume, they are spending more cups than usual, more napkins than
Hmm.
usual, or they are spilling more beverage than usual.
Yeah.
When you make the productivity analysis, you will notice that now the beverage is 225 because of the waste.
Hmm.
Well, but you're not gaining more.
Okay.
Even when you produce more, you're not making more money because it's so
Hmm.
much waste.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then
And
one
and
thing that I didn't understand was with the girl that she's very serious. You said whenever you talk to her like she never heard the instruction. But could you give me like an
yeah,
example of
sure,
how
sure.
that would be here?
And again, I'm gonna use my style, but you grab from there what is yours and
Mhm.
do what you think is right for her because you know her.
Okay.
I don't know her, but because I'm a person who lead through questions, I will sit down with her and I was said, I noticed something with you that I want to talk to you about. Um, I noticed that there are some days that you are such an amazing role model of what customer service is.
Mhm.
And there are other days that that person heard what I'm about to say. That person just disappeared. And I was wondering if I can do something to have that person who is amazing here all the time.
Mhm.
What can I do? Uh, because I really like that person. It's not that I don't like this other person. I value you.
Mhm.
I believe you're amazing. What I'm looking is for some consistency.
Mhm. Okay.
What can I do to help you with that?
Mhm.
Or you can start with a different question. How will you feel if one day I enter here and I hug you and I kiss you, and the next time I hear I never even speak to you? How will you
Mhm.
feel? Well, you will confuse me because I don't know exactly. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm glad you said that because sometimes, not all the time, sometimes I feel that way with you about our clients. I have
Mhm.
seen how wonderful you are. What is the principle here? You need to make the personality that is nasty, the exception.
Mhm.
You're so nice, but sometimes I notice this. You don't say you're a horrible person, and sometimes you're nice. You do the opposite. You're
Mhm.
very nice. You're very nice
Mhm.
because she already showed you that she can do it.
Mhm.
You're very nice, but sometimes I don't know what happened, but that person doesn't show up to work.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Can you help me to understand? Because I want to
Yeah.
invest in you. I want to see you blossoming here. I would love to see you in the future being in charge of a store
Mhm.
because I'm gonna be opening like 20 puppies of this, and I'm gonna need your help. But imagine for a second that we don't know how you're gonna show up every day.
Mhm.
Can you help me to understand?
Okay.
And then based on the answer, you develop a plan, or
Mhm.
that this is the top she can give you. That's it.
Mhm.
Not everybody is management material. Not
Mhm.
everybody. And there are some people who will be amazing serving the beverages. Amazing. And when you put them in a manager role, they will suck.
Yeah.
There are people
Okay.
who are number two, and they are great number twos, and they will never be number one.
Mhm. Okay.
I'm saying all this to tell you that you need to start shaping a culture for your business. And what I want to do is to take 3 minutes
Mhm.
and show you something. Let me see if I have my whiteboard here. New whiteboard. It's coming. And I'm going to draw for you what it's called the culture square. And this is very easy to remember because it's the only square with 5 sides. The reason why I speak about culture is because you don't need programs. The problem with
Mhm.
programs is that people are part of programs, and they have a beginning and they have an end. Culture has to do with behavior and lifestyles, and should stay with you forever. I'm going to give you a very simple example. When I was 17, I was hired to be the cashier of a Mexican restaurant, fast food, like Taco Bell, but it's not Taco
Yeah.
Bell, another one, and then train me with the cash register and cleaning the salon. And the person who trained me did a remarkable job teaching me how nasty is for clients to sit at a table and to find the table sticky.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very focused to be super clean. I was 17 years old. 3 months after I became a cashier, they asked me to be the night manager. I have the store for 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. I was in charge of the store. I was 17, Lexa. Today, I'm 57. That was 40 years ago. And you and I have never been eating together in a restaurant, never. But if next time I'm in Honduras, you and I go out for dinner, or I go to one of your stores, 40 years later, it doesn't matter where I go. When I finish, I clean the table. I'm not joking. When I go here to Baskin Robbins, I take a bunch of napkins. I go to the restroom, put it wet,
Oh, wow.
and I clean. It's part of me. I go to Ruth Chris, one of the nicest restaurants here in the States. Steak is $120. I finish, and I clean the crumbs. It's already part of me. That lady.
But you don't go to the restroom there.
No, I don't go because they have white, tablecloth and the whole thing. But at least, from the bread, the crumbs, I take the knife and I clean the crumbs, put on the table. It's part of me.
Yeah.
It's culture. It's part of me. Like you being bilingual. It's who you are. It's lo que tú eres. And you need to create culture because you want those behaviors to be part of the life of people. Now, how you do that? What are the elements that create a culture? The first thing is what you call the values. What are the values of your company? And you should not have more than 5. And values are non-negotiable ideas that makes decisions for you. For example, based on what I heard about your business, one of your values are its health. You want to provide a healthy alternative. For that reason, you will buy organic materials, produce or whatever. You want to be healthy. Low sugar, all these kind of things. Health will be a value for you. Excellence in service. I know that's a value for you. You see, which are your values? And then after that, the second part of the culture is la visión. Where do you want to go? Vision is a picture of the future that produces passion today. Vision is a picture of the future that produces passion today. You see what it can be, and you start working from today because it's so amazing that you want to do it. You see, when I coach you, I'm not coaching the leader of 2 beverage restaurants. I'm teaching a international franchise multimillionaire business owner. That's what I'm doing. Because I believe so much in you. So much that I'm not dealing with the 2 tiny stores you have right now. I'm dealing with, I will have one next to my house here in Charlotte. I will deal with one when I go to Brazil. I will see it at the airport. I'm dealing with that person. That's what I'm dealing with. You see, and that's why every month I cannot wait to see you. And that's why I call my people in Honduras to see if this 2026 I can be twice a year instead of once a year because I want to see you again. I want to be in your restaurant. I want to take one night and take you and your boyfriend out for dinner and spend a whole night with the two of you because I believe so much in what you will become that I
Mhm.
cannot wait to give my life to you. Vision. Then number three, the third part of a culture is what it's called vehicles or vehículos. What is that? How are you transmitting to your employees and your clients your values and your vision?
Mhm.
How do they know? How do they know how to behave? How do they know what you're pursuing? How do they know who we are? Why are we doing what we are doing?
What would be
All
an
that.
example of that?
Yeah, for example, how much you train your employees. That's a vehicle. How you
Mhm.
organize your meetings. That is a vehicle. For example, many years ago, I had a I have a coach. I have a coach who was the coach of the CEO of the Ritz Carlton hotels
Mhm.
worldwide. And one time he invited me to go to Las Vegas with him for a meeting in one of their hotels. And I went with
Mhm.
my coach. And we wake up early in the morning, like at 4:30 in the morning. We went down to the ballroom. 90% of the employees of the hotel were there at 5 in the morning. And the manager of the hotel was there. And he started with this. He have a weekly meeting with all the employees. And then one of the employees was assigned every week to stand in front of everybody and for 5 minutes explain one of the values of the company.
Mhm.
You see, that was a vehicle for people to internalize what are we for and what we want to accomplish.
Mhm.
How you do your marketing and promotion. Um, for example, you are promoting a new beverage. Tell me again the name of your business.
Con vida.
Convida, because you deserve better
Mhm.
or because you deserve to be healthy. You see, that slogan is sending them that's a vehicle, sending them a message. You're a person of value. You should treat yourself better. You should care for yourself. Vehicles. What are all the ways that you have available for
Mhm.
your employees and your clients to know who you are, what are you for, what you want to accomplish?
Mhm.
Another word for vehicles are ways. What are the ways you're using to evaluation process, bonuses,
Mhm.
uh, the way you should use your uniform, how to treat your clients, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then you have the fourth element of the culture. It's called valuación or valuation. What is that? What are you measuring?
Mhm.
Because something very interesting happened. You measure what you value.
Mhm.
You can say you're all healthy, but if you buy the cheapest products, your action speaks louder than your words.
Mhm.
What are you measuring? Are you following when your employees are absent? Do you have a employees handbook? Do you evaluate them? Do you follow up? Do you have monthly reports of sales or weekly reports? Do you sit down and create clear expectations with your managers? Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
All that. What are you, another word for the evaluación is measuring. ¿Qué estás
Mhm.
midiendo?
Okay.
And then all those four elements create the fifth of the culture. It's called vocabulary,
Mhm.
vocabulario. You should have a way, you should have words that represents ideas in inside of your company.
Mhm.
Um, you can create slogans, the Davida way, right?
It's comida que da vida. That's the
Com,
one we use.
comida, exactly. And you use those words all the time, and you encourage people to use that way. Let me give you a very simple example. When my two daughters were little, we have every week a family gathering. I
Mhm.
will read the Bible. I will pray with my daughters and my wife, and I will bring them a small message. And this is what I did because I was trying to infuse certain behaviors. I will tell them a wise. Uh, I'm going to say it in Spanish. La persona que hace esto es una niña ganadora y
Mhm.
la persona que hace esto es una niña perdedora. ¿Cuál de las dos eres tú? ¿Cuál de las dos
Ajá.
eres tú? My oldest daughter is 30, is older than you. My youngest daughter is 27. Both of them are married. And now I'm not daddy. Now
Mhm.
I'm an occasional consultant, right? When they sit
Ajá.
down with me here at home and they share with me what's going on in their homes, and they say, this is happening at work, and I don't know really what to do, and I have this desire to do this, and they say things like this, and I know that's a loser behavior. I know. You
Ajá.
see, those two words are already in their heads, and when they evaluate behaviors, they are evaluating if this is a winner's behavior or this is a loser's behavior. You see,
Mhm.
I have a vocabulary for a set of behaviors, and
Mhm.
they just mention the category, and I know exactly what they're saying because I taught them that.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to say it, but I know what you were going to say. I know you will say I'm a niña perdedora. I know you will say that. And I say, well, let
I'm
me
gonna
hear
start
it.
using that.
Okay, my two daughters, it have been 3 decades. Niña ganadora, niña perdedora. Niña
Mhm.
ganadora, niña perdedora. You should find two words, or the kind of employee you want to see, the kind of employee you don't want to see. Let me tell you
Mhm.
something else that could help you. One of my two daughters suffers of ADHD from a very early age, and it broke my heart because she's
Mhm.
bright, she's amazing, but her focus time is this big. And I sat with her one time. She was like 6, and she has a very small cell phone at that point that only have four bottoms, four,
Mhm.
and it was a four pre-recorded numbers. I'm talking about, I don't know, 24 years ago, 23
Yeah.
years ago, and I sat with her one day and I said, "Do you like every time that I correct you in public? Do you like that?" She said, "No, Daddy, I don't like it." Say, let's play a game. When I see you losing control of yourself, when I see you jumping and getting out of control,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you this. And Lexa, please do not share this story. This is a very private story.
Mhm.
I'm opening my heart to you. And I taught my daughter, every single time I see you out of control, I'm going to ask you this. Did you recharge your phone? And that is a signal that you are losing control. Lexa, still today, when I see that daughter of mine who is married getting out of control because she gets very excited and
Yeah.
she has a condition. She's not sick. She has a condition. I tell her, is your phone recharged? She knows I never put her in shame. I never accuse her. I never put her on the spot. But she knows when I speak about charging phones that she's losing control. And she says, let me check. And she goes, walk around, and she came calm, and she focused. This is a way that I do my job as a father of caring for her without putting her on the spot. You see? And you can do that with your managers. You can have a different word with your employees. When you see things that are not going, instead of screaming, you can't do that way, you can say, we have an F4 right there. Or we have a orange banana going on. I don't know. You can be creative.
Yeah.
But I think you have an amazing opportunity to create a culture. But you see, but that vocabulary is based on valuation, the vehicles, the vision, and the values. And that's exactly my homework to you. I want you to write down your values, your vision. What are the vehicles you are using right now? How you are measuring the valuation. And if you have some vocabulary already in place, I want you to make a list of those expressions.
We don't.
Okay? Yet. Well, if you say, you put, I don't have any. But you see, it's a more relaxing environment when we speak in codes and creates a bond that you need to create that culture. Okay?
So, o sea, solo as an example, como que it could be a code that sometimes I literally go to the location and everything's a mess. And it's just a code de como, this is a mess, it needs to como
instead of
rewind.
Saying, this is a mess, you tell the manager, can we speak for a moment because I see a purple orange right now. I don't know. I'm coming up with things. Or I see, I don't know, a white car going on here. I don't know. You are the one who know your culture and the elements that you have in your business.
Okay.
But don't use a negative adjective. I see a rotten orange. No.
Okay.
I see a blue banana here. Let's talk for a moment. And then when you speak to the manager, you tell them directly. But if you're in front of other people, you protect them. It's a way to love them. But you let them know that you are not satisfied. In the same way that you could have a golden apple. Golden apple is, this store is pristine. This is amazing. This is, wow. This is exactly what I want.
Okay.
You see? And that's how you start creating culture. The graphic is already in the chat. You got it there. You can download it.
Okay.
And I need to set up our next appointment that will be at the beginning of December. And you're probably not going to believe this, but I need to run because I need to be in half an hour in the airport because I'm going to Israel today and then Egypt.
How cool.
And I need to really get out of here.
Okay.
But I want to set up the appointment. can you tell me how are you doing on December 9th? I have this same time available.
Okay, that's fine. 8 a.m.
Give me just a second. One sec. Put the right color here. I'm sending you right now the email. And remember to send me the homework at least 48 hours before our session. Okay?
Okay.
You know you can call me anytime. I'm going to have signal there. You can text me or send me a message through WhatsApp. Anything you need. Just remember that I will be, in your case, 10 hours difference from you. Okay? Don't get too excited. If you call me in the afternoon, we'll be 3 in the morning there. Okay?
I won't.
Can I tell you one more thing and I will let you go? I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. Your teachable spirit encourages me as a coach to invest more and more and more and more.
Thank you.
Continue the great work. You're doing amazing. Have a great day, sweetie. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.